Blunt.
Wow. We are here, girl. The first ever
Finally
episode. Here we go. I'm Stephanie. For those who don't know, I'm from Boston. Now it's been a long time coming with this podcast. Everyone's like, "Girl, you need a podcast. You need a podcast because you're just so fucking funny." So now we got one.
Period. As you should pop off. Pop off.
I'm originally from Arkansas. I live in Mississippi right now.
If you love Mississippi, she means no offense. Okay.
I don't know what's wrong with you if you love Mississippi. That's no go for me. But I've been wanting a podcast for a year, 2 years now, and then I met these two girls on TikTok a year ago.
Period. One of the only things
to do this podcast.
Yes. I'm Cassie, Cass, whoever doesn't know me. I'm a mess, and I just want you guys to come for the ride. What can I say? You either love me or you fucking hate me. There's no in between. But I am so excited to do this. Obviously, be with my besties. I couldn't be more thankful. Oh my God.
Here he is.
That's all I got to say about me. You'll find out more. Stay tuned.
And if some of you couldn't tell, this is definitely our first fucking rodeo. Okay, we really don't know what we're doing.
I need that TV
out of our ass. All right. But just to start off, like we all pretty much, we're all from completely different places
and completely different states. TikTok. One of the things I can think about TikTok, one of the only very few. I'm happy I met everyone I did on TikTok, but I'm so happy I met these two. So happy.
No, yeah. And like it's been a fucking blast ever since. Like I literally hate everybody, but like these two are stuck on my ride forever now. And now we're doing a podcast together and it's just fucking great.
And if you know Steph, just what she said is like, me and Cass take that shit very personal.
Alright, a little brief description about each of us. Me and Gabs are more sentimental. We know. Steph's up a little bit. Hard ass. Is hard ass the word?
It is.
Like she's a little more intense.
A little more rough around the edges.
I was gonna say that, but I didn't know if that was like the right. I was like rough around the edges sounds a little fucked.
She has said I love you to me and Cass once within the whole year that we've known her, and I think we both cried when she said it. So
I know we both ended up private messaging each other, and we're like, "Did you fucking see that?" And we're like, we literally had like fangirled over the bitch.
You would have thought that a celebrity messaged us and was like, "I want to collab with you." That's how it's
100%. Completely fangirled. Do not regret it. I love Steph. I love her. I'll still fangirl over her.
So, I was on FaceTime with Steph earlier, and I was like, "Oh my God, I have a story to tell you about last night / this morning." And I was like, "Wait, should I save it for the podcast?" And she was like, "Yeah, just save it for the podcast." And I was like, "Okay," because I want to see y'all's faces because it's absolutely ridiculous. And it's kind of almost like we have it in our notes to be a topic anyway, like on a later episode.
Oh God, I'm so nervous.
I'm not gonna name any names, but last night I'm on TikTok Live, okay, and this guy, one of my friends, he's like, "Oh, add me on Snapchat, blah blah blah," and I'm like, "Okay," so I add him on Snapchat. So he sends me
not cute.
Not cute. Girl, he's on TikTok. Of course, he's not cute.
A little young. So I was already like, no, and he goes, and let me, in the live, he was already I really shouldn't have added him because he was already kind of hinting at certain pictures. So anyway, he sends me a picture of his face. He was like, because in the live, he was like, "Turn your camera on." I was like, "No, not happening. I don't want to turn my camera on right now." So then he sends me a picture of his face.
Can you give us the pose? I need the pose. What did he look like when he snapped that selfie? What was the pose?
Like a normal guy selfie, like when they're laying in bed and they just
Yeah. Boring.
Grabbing their junk. Like, what was he doing? What was he doing?
For the listeners, my dog just walked into the frame. Sorry, I had to pause for a second. Go lay down,
She's like, go the mom eyes,
So
the mom eyes.
gotta edit that part out. But anyways, so it's just like your typical guy picture laying down, and I send back a black picture because I had already said I'm not like I look horrible.
Mm-hmm.
So he sends me back a picture, and it's kind of like this, and it says boobies, and I send him back a black picture, and he was like, your turn. And I said, nice try. Let me read it word for word, actually, to you, so I don't fuck it up.
I knew I needed to smoke for this fucking story after it started hitting. I was like,
Okay.
I gotta be,
So
what?
After this is said and done, I have a group question, and we're all have to give our answers. Okay.
Okay. So he says, your turn. I said, good try, laughing face. He said, come on, with this emoji and the like, teary-eyed one. And he said, I won't say nothing. I said, no. And he said, please and thank you. I said, no, sir, with the smiley face. And he goes, you got iPhone? I said, yeah. And he said, this is the part that gets me. Are you ready?
Mm-mm.
I'll play you an iMessage games for it. I said, I know you lying. And he said, run it up. And I said, I'll play, but I'm still not
Run it up. Boy, the
He
only
said-
thing that should be running up is you the fuck away. Bye.
He says, if I lose, I'll show you why they call me Ice Cream Man. And I said, that's not necessary.
What the fuck does that mean? Ice cream man.
None
Vanilla?
of this is necessary.
He
What?
goes, worth a shot. I just like boobies. I sent laughing faces. And he goes, since you won't show your face, I figured I could be a deer in headlights. And for those of you who don't know, my TikTok name is Bambi. So that was a reference.
I thought he was talking about nips there. Like a deer in head.
I just
Yeah.
don't understand why men are like, well, I just like boobies, or I just like butts. And it's
Why?
like, okay, well,
Why?
I just like a millionaire, a man with structure, and a man with morals and good character, but he's not on my Snap and you are. So we look like it looks like we're both not getting what we want tonight, okay? Like, I don't understand why it's always like, oh, well, I just don't care. I don't know.
I was just about to say, I don't give a fuck. I just want to know where they think the audacity comes to text some random woman, and be like, I just feel like, you should send me your text. Bro, what? What?
And then, but my thing is also, too, like, you were going to sit here and tell me, I'll play you an iMessage games for one. First of all, we're not...
You're trading your titties up. Your titties.
Yeah.
Your titties are worth more than a fucking iMessage game.
I know.
Like, what? I'll
Right.
play you an iMessage. I just love that. Do you have iPhone? I'll play you an iMessage.
For any man that could possibly be listening or watching at some point, please take notes and don't ever do this. You will be single forever. And whatever woman accepts this, I'm sorry.
I was about to say, if you're a woman,
Horrible.
don't ever send your nudes for an iMessage game. Now, I could see if you're, like, dating somebody, and they're like, I'll play an iMessage game. If you lose, you gotta do this.
Yeah, there's one
But-
thing, but this guy's a complete stranger.
Right, like, I've known you for 10 minutes.
I mean,
But last
but we have been with girls on live, on TikTok, who have sent them for less, okay?
This is true.
Not gonna name drop. I have all the names in a list in my head right now. But
I know the
we've
number
seen
one
women
that's coming to
send
all
them
of us.
For less,
Oh.
okay? Yeah, where's the
It's
self-respect,
just like,
ladies?
it's 2024, babe. I understand, when you're single, you're living your best life, whatever. If you want to do it, you do it, boo. But the fact that men just think they can come in here and ask to see a woman's body part, we're not going up to men being like, let me see that. Let me see that little thing. Right. Let me see that thing. We ain't doing that. The fuck? Where did that, come where it's it's one thing if you're flirting and there's a relationship there. You want to get a little sexy, have at it.
Right. To a point, I feel like, you know, that whole thing, like, do you guys believe chivalry is dead? To a point, I feel like it is.
Yeah.
Where are the real
Yeah.
men? Where are the real men?
I got one in my bed.
I know.
I got one in my bed.
But for you ladies, we have some. But for you ladies, we're the real men for you. Don't accept anything less. That's the problem.
As you shouldn't. Women are fucking beautiful. I was out downtown last night, right? Now, I'm not saying I'm not I don't know. Because I look at women, I'm like, damn. But women are just such beautiful creatures. Are they not? Like, every woman I see, I find something, I'm like, oh, there's something beautiful about everyone. I am a firm believer in that. Unless you have an ugly-ass personality, then you're done.
I was about to say, but there are some females that have very ugly personalities, and that makes them...
That you could be a 10 and your personality's a 2. You're literally a 2. Like, I can't look, even dudes, like, a guy could be the hottest guy. He could have the biggest muscles, the sexiest tattoo, be a fucking 10. But if he's like a douche, boy's a 0. Boy's at the curb. Boy's a scrub. Boy, bye. Like, adios. I ain't got time. Scrub is a guy who thinks he's fine, is also known as a buster.
No.
Always talking about what he wants, but sits on his broke ass.
And you know, when, again, like for the question that we had referred back in our notes, what is like the worst line a man has ever said to you?
Oh, see, I read that one, and I was like, I'm going to have to sit here and think for a minute, because
I got one. It came right to my mind. The one I have. You ready? Want me to go first? Okay.
Yeah.
So I went on a Tinder date. Back when I used to be on the old Tinders. Terrible time. And I went to this little barbecue restaurant for a first date with this guy. And I get out of my car, and I was driving a 2010 Chevy HHR. Okay, if you don't know, all right, it's not a cute car. It's not a cute car. I literally got out of the car, and the first thing he says to me is, "What do you think? Hi. How are you? You look good. You look ugly. Wow, you don't look like your pictures." No, none of that. You know what I got? Oh, I only thought lesbians and gay people drove that car. That's the line. That's all I got from this man. I was like, I didn't know there was like a certain car. Like, the fuck? And I was just like, worst date of my life. I mean, not the worst.
Car, and
not
if
the
I had to assume, I would assume a Subaru, but I would never assume that car.
Do you know what one of those looks like?
No.
They're fucking hideous. Let me tell you, when I was driving around town with that whip, I was so embarrassed. My man wouldn't even want to be seen in that car. Yeah, it was bad, and it like shook at 40. Like it was ready to fall apart. Like it was a death trap. I'm just like driving, and it'll be like, I'm like, okay.
I can't really think of any of my, like, a bad pickup line. I'm going to have to do some homework and maybe...
She's going to have to go back through them DMs.
So,
yeah.
I think the worst thing that a dude has ever said to me, like I think he meant it in, like he wasn't... I can't even, because I would never say this to somebody... But I was at work. It's when I used to work at Panera back in the day.
Period.
And
good soup, good mac and cheese.
Used to work with me, you know, like he would try to holler for $1 on the line.
Oh, it's always the lineman. It's always the food lineman.
But I was in the bath, and he was like, you know, he's like, you're pretty. Like, you're pretty. He's like, but you would look... He was like, you would look so hot if you were, like, skinnier, like, if you lost weight. And I was like, whoa. Whoa! And I was like, what? I go, did you just say that? And I had to walk away because, like, first of all, you're literally a felon. Like, who are you talking to like that? You know what I mean? Like, lower your tone before I call your parole officer, okay? Like, that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable.
I'm weak.
Okay? Like, I might be a little thick, but there's nothing wrong with it, bitch.
Period.
And I say this for all women to not be insecure, to not feel how you feel.
No.
No face, no makeup, no beat to the gods, no nothing, bitch. My body and my face has never stopped me from getting any man I ever wanted. Period.
Period.
I was gonna like one of my, I guess you could say, resolutions this year, or whatever, goals.
Yeah.
Is
goals.
to feel better without makeup on. Like myself better without makeup on. Even if it's just getting reduced down to just wearing lashes. And like I've told both of you before, I honestly feel so much better because I was gonna do my self tanner. That didn't happen. Your girl's got insomnia and it got in the way. But when I have my self tanner on and lashes, I'll feel and my nails, I'll feel great. But if I'm like my pale self, and even with lashes, I'm still like, I don't really like that. Yeah. So that's one of my things this year is to try to feel more comfortable in my own skin.
I'm trying to learn this year to love myself even through the changes that my body is facing. Like, your girl done lost over like almost 70 pounds. I gained back 20 pounds after losing the 70. So right now I don't feel, I honestly like will get sad. I like looking at myself now. I get sad, I get depressed, I'm like, I let myself gain that weight back and all that. But then I was like, I'm so mean to myself. And it just makes me feel more like shit. And I'm like, no, I'm still beautiful. That 20 pounds doesn't define you. It's like, I don't know, it's just like people are always so quick to go at your weight. But like, what about it? Like,
yeah, and you can really tell the people who were bullied growing up and people who weren't bullied growing up.
100%.
You know what I mean?
And that's one thing is like I never like to like when people like go at someone's weight. I'm like, why? Because I was almost 300 pounds, so I've been called fat. Like I've had eating disorders from it. I've had this, and now like I've lost that weight, and I gained back, and now people are like, oh, she's gaining her weight back. She's gaining her. And what about it? I'm happy.
Right.
Like I'm fucking happy.
I was gonna say too, I think a lot of women, like I honestly think more than what people know, have dealt or do still have eating disorders, because I know a lot of people know this. I mean, I think I've told you too and a couple of people, but when I was in high school, I struggled with an eating disorder. Well, both of them. I would starve myself, and then if I did eat something, I would throw it up. And that's how I got down to 120 pounds. And I remember my cousin saying to me one day, she was like, your face is sunken in. And I was like, no, it's not, because I couldn't see it. All I could see is I'm losing weight. I'm dropping this weight so fast. It didn't help that I was in an abusive relationship at the time. And it was just, but all I saw was, oh, I'm losing this weight I wanted to lose. And it became...
You get obsessed with seeing the scale drop.
Right.
You get obsessed with it.
I would start taking, like, laxatives and stool softeners at some point.
Ooh, girl.
And, yeah, girl.
I got IBS.
No more. But I struggled with that, and nobody knew, really, besides my cousin, because she could see it in my face.
Yeah, and she knows you so well too, so it's like...
Right. And now looking back, like, I'll look at my old pictures, and I'm like, oh my god, my face really was sunken in.
Yeah. You look so...
Again,
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, because even when I'm a tall bitch. I'm 5'9", like tall.
You do be.
I was in a size 4 jeans. I was very skinny and like unhealthy looking. It wasn't anything too noticeable because I was really tall. I was just very slender, but it wasn't a healthy weight, but I felt like I wasn't good enough until even then I felt fat. And I was like, now like I look back on it and I'm mind blown that I was in a size 4. I couldn't even imagine being in a size 4. And it's so sad that people push people to, want to lose weight so fast like that, like in an unhealthy manner, because like with weight loss, that is not going to benefit you in the long run. It's literally killing you.
And it ruins your teeth if you're is it bulimic when you throw up?
Yes. Yeah. That's what I struggled with.
It ruins your teeth also. No matter.
In serious situations, I even seen, because I ended up getting, like, talked to about it, like, kind of just, like, do you know what this does to you in the long run? And it woken up me, but it, like, can even, like, burn holes in your esophagus and stuff like that, because obviously the acidic, and it's just sad that people have to come at other people's looks. Like, that's
I
something
think it's sad, you know, like, you shouldn't come for anybody's looks, but I feel like you know, I've also struggled with eating disorder, and it didn't come from someone telling me that I had to lose weight. It didn't come from me being bullied. Like, I was bullied when I was younger, but I grew up in a Hispanic household. We was eating rice, beans, and chicken. Ain't no shame in the game, girl, I'm telling you. But you know what? It didn't come from any of that. Like, I was never one to be like, oh my God, like, uh, I have to starve myself to look like these other girls. Absolutely not, because I knew definitely, like, wrong. I knew, like, you shouldn't do that to yourself and stuff like that. Was I, you know, insecure and I didn't want to shop in certain stores because I didn't think it was for me? Absolutely. But not until I was an adult, and then I had really bad depression and really bad anxiety, and I also have OCD. So not until I was an adult and in a really dark spot, like, place in my life, did my OCD and my depression, like, I wasn't really eating, and then the consistency, so the OCD, not eating, and then watching the numbers drop.
Yeah.
Now they went hand in hand, and that's how it started for me. So it doesn't necessarily always start from being bullied and things like that, because that was never me for for most of my life, for almost all of my life, until I reached a really dark point, and then my mental health, like my OCD and my depression and anxiety, all kicked in at this, like, you know, they were holding hands, frolicking through my fucking brain, bitch, like it was a field. Like, they really they were going at it. And so that's what it was for me. And not until I was like, Stephanie, this is never who you were, first of all, and second of all, you know, if you want a healthy relationship, and you want a healthy, not only a relationship with, like, with my man, and, like, I want a healthy relationship with myself. Like, I want a healthy relationship.
Yes.
You know,
Yes,
and
I want to
be able
love
have
myself.
kids, and I want to be able to do things like that. And, like, I can't do it because I'm pissed off because I haven't eaten in 3 days. And, like, you know what I'm saying? I can't. And so I definitely have gained all the way back. And that's one thing nobody ever tells you is, like, if you, like, starve yourself and you start to eat again, you gain more weight than what you weighed before.
Yep.
And I didn't know that.
Yep. That's
more
why
now than I ever did.
That's why I feel like I literally, like, if this is gonna be a quick little topic here, I've literally tried keto, I've tried, like, Weight Watchers, I've tried, like, just eating less, not eating, throwing, like, all the, like, I'm not saying those diets are unhealthy, but it's not realistic to your everyday life in 5 years from now when you've lost the weight. Literally, I portion controlled because, you know, that's something that you can do. You still eat everything you want. I binge eat. I still struggle with that to this day. So portion control really helped me. And that's the only thing that I successfully lost weight in and kept the weight off. Minus this time, I was part bulking, but I did also go through a really shitty summer, which we'll get into in a later episode, but.
Yeah. Keto,
That's it!
keto, like, when I really commit to it, I lose quite a bit of weight, so it kind of works for me. But like what you were saying about nobody tells you when you start gaining your weight back from eating disorders, and it's like, I remember the summer, I was like, I had moved back to Arkansas, I was skinny, like, I mean, I was 120 pounds, and I was like, and at that point, because I had stopped, I didn't have eating disorders at this point, I had stopped, and I was like, to the point where I could eat anything, and I wasn't gaining any weight yet. And then I remember it was like that next summer, I think, and I was like, oh my God, I've gained so much weight because I could just eat it, and I literally wouldn't gain a pound. I mean, I could eat a sink full, and I wouldn't gain a pound. And I was like, hell yeah.
Not me,
and then
girl.
it catches up to you. I literally doubled in size.
Girl, I be side-eyeing the desserts, and it's just like, whoop,
18 years later, 8 years later, 9 years later, however old I am. 27. I was like 17 when that happened.
Oh, shit.
16, 17.
Yeah.
Sorry. Excuse me. Yeah, literally, welcome to the podcast, guys. Yeah, literally, It's
the
just, I don't know.
Bush Light.
I lost a lot of weight with keto, but I also gained it back. So
No, yeah, I did too.
now I don't deprive myself of anything. Like, I've been wanting chips. I went to the gas station. I got a little bag of chips. I fucking ate some Dorito and barbecue chips.
Mm-hmm.
Truck.
If I'm
But
gonna go out, I'm going out happy and full.
yeah,
I'm not gonna sit and worry and complain. You know, so why do men say the things that they say? He said that to me. It didn't really have like an effect on me, but I feel like people should just watch what the fuck they say. You know what I
period.
mean?
And
I
another
just
thing,
like,
oh, sorry, go ahead, Kath.
no, you go.
Another thing, and this isn't even just women, men too, whatever. But another thing, even if you don't get an eating disorder from it, that's, for me, when I was in high school, if somebody called me fat or ugly or called me a name, which we're young teenage girls, it's gonna happen. You're gonna get hormonal.
But
Catty,
girls
very
are
catty,
mean.
very catty.
Girls are mean. Period. Girls are mean.
I was a mean girl. I'll own it.
I was a mean girl at one point in my.
You were a mean girl, Steph?
Delinquents! I was not a mean girl.
But listen, I was more like.
I was a bully. I was mean,
Well,
and
no,
I got
I
my
was-
karma. I got my karma, okay?
I was gonna say I was more like, if you were mean to me, I was mean to you. But for a good period there, we were just the mean girls. But anyway,
That's how I was. Like, listen, this is how I explain it. When I love fucking hard. So when I finally love somebody, they mean so much to me that when someone else does something to hurt them, I'm like, fuck you. I get pissed. Like, and that's what happened. And so anytime there was something, someone was mean to me, I was like, whatever. But the moment you were mean to like my friend or someone that I was like, I can get mean. And that's what, like, I don't like that. So I definitely have changed now. I'm not, I would say I call myself a retired mean girl because I definitely have changed and grown from, some might say
I mean,
not,
in that aspect,
I say so.
I wouldn't even consider it like when it comes to, I mean, like, you can say whatever you want to me.
Protective, really.
Right. Like, you can say whatever you
Like,
want to
I'll
say
pop
to me,
off
'cause,
if
girl,
I love
I
you,
don't
but I'm not
care.
just gonna bully somebody, I guess, is what you would say. But if you're gonna sit there and run up on my friend, I'm coming.
But what I was gonna say is it also takes a toll on your mental health.
It does. It's terrible.
Because what people don't understand is, like, when you tell somebody something, like, you hear it one time and you're like, yeah, whatever, right? Because everybody starts off innocent and they're like, okay, whatever. But once that person starts to hear it over and over and over and over again, it starts to become a reality for them. It starts to be something that they believe. Because when I was younger, it was like, no, I was always running around with the kids and everyone would always make like a joke. And I was always a bigger kid since birth. I was always
Same.
a bigger kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, same.
And so somebody would say it, and like not until eventually, like after so many times, somebody is like, all right, like maybe I am bigger, maybe whatever. Like this is how people see me. Like I don't see it, but so then it starts to become a reality for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, I've always been I've always been tall. I'm so fucking tall. I've always been tall. I've always been a head above everyone in my class. Every single year. You could see me. You couldn't find your kid, but there's that Cassidy Knickerbocker girl. There she is. Yep, that was me. And this one kid used to call me Sasquatch all the time. I like walk by and be like, Sasquatch. And yeah, you can laugh. I understand. I feel better now. I still have a little trauma from it, But, like, he had everybody calling me Sasquatch, and it was just, like, when I was, like, in 4th grade, and then he's like, I was like, stop calling me, I remember it. I was like, stop calling me fat. It, like, hurts my feelings, because I'm a sensitive girl. Like, I'll cry later. I'm not gonna lie, but I ain't gonna let you know I cried, but I cried. And, so I was like, stop doing that. Like, I don't like that you do that. He's like, I'm not calling you fat. I'm calling you chubby. I was
like, what?
Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense, actually. Thank you for clarifying that.
Like,
I know,
what?
I was just like done. After that, and like now I still struggle to this day, but I'm still trying to, like, don't get me wrong, I know I'm popping up here. I know this is in check. But like, I'll get there with this. I'll get the same love for this that I have for this.
Period.
I didn't like this before, so I don't know.
I
Cheers.
feel like everybody should. I feel like in 2024, I wish everybody peace with their own self. You know,
100%.
I wish everyone peace with their own selves.
And don't get me wrong, there are some things that I hear like on TikTok or Instagram or whatever, and
Sorry.
people are like, I'm depressed because the fucking my sheets are white today instead of green, and I'm like,
Oh, like kind of like how everyone is like, oh, I'm depressed or I like that. And it's like,
yeah,
no, girl, that's not it.
like no,
Like,
you're
Oh,
I have
because
that.
they desensitize.
when you have to take 3 pills a day just to feel decent about yourself, then you can come at me and tell me how you feel about your fucking sheets.
That's
Because-
what, like, 100%. I won't say anything about, like, depression or anxiety. I do feel like I have, like, obviously, I feel like everyone has a low sense of anxiety. Like, some people have mild, some people have, like, a higher anxiety.
Yeah.
But, like, I wouldn't classify myself as someone. That was a good hit. I wouldn't classify myself as someone who has anxiety and depression. So I will never talk about how they feel because I don't know how they feel. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
And that's
Right.
something in 2024 also, like, a goal of mine is to not assume how someone feels. Because sometimes I'm a fucking little toxic and I'll be like, this is how they feel. And I'll just keep going. And it's like, no, they're human too. Like, I never believe in trying that.
Another
Sorry.
thing that sucks about being on, because I'm on antidepressants, what sucks about being on antidepressants and anxiety medication, which mine is like a 2-in-1, so I only have to take 1 pill 3 times a day or whatever. But I have been on separate medication.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think it. Me taking my headphones off did anyway.
Yeah.
But I have been on separate ones, and I was up to taking, like, I think I was screen sharing with you stuff the other day, and I had like 10 pill bottles because I was like 21 on blood pressure medication because my blood pressure was irregular, and I was on anxiety medicine and all this other stuff. But what sucks about being on antidepressants and sometimes anxiety medication is that you have to go through most of the time so many to find what's right for you and what's the right moment. I can't tell you how many times we had to change my medication. And
I
then
felt that.
I was allergic to one of them. And I didn't know that, so I had to take each pill like hours apart from each other so I could figure out which one was making me sick. And so I was allergic to that one. So we traded it to this one, and now that one was fine when I was taking it before, but now for some reason I'm getting these night sweats every single night. Like, sweating profusely. I feel like my heart skips a beat sometimes, and like
she having them heart palpitations.
And I have 2 more doses to go up, and I'm still only at 1. I've been on it for a month now. So, and your hormones just get so you're just crazy for a little bit, and it's a lot to go through, whether you're a man.
Medicine. I have my feelings for medicine.
Do what?
I said, like, I was like, oh, medicine. Like, I have my personal feelings about medicine. I'm a little bit of a hippie, so you can kind of feel where that's probably going. But, medicine's all trial and error because it's a literal guessing game to figure out. Every person's different. So, like, what they give you, like, I have bipolar. Right now, I don't like taking medicine or anything, so I don't take nothing. I try to use my coping skills. And, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But
just casually raw dogging through life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, literally. That should just be my bio name for everything. Raw dogging through life. But anyways, so like I was on pills that made me feel like a legit zombie, and then I was on something that made me feel I was still my crazy, untamed, high, low self, and it's just trial and error for everything. So your body literally goes through freaking like war, basically.
Like I don't really have like a negative story about it. Like I ended up having to be on medication, and the first one didn't work, and then I was on Lexapro, and for all our Lexapro girlies out there,
I think I was on Lexapro for a little bit. I don't know how it works. That's the thing with me is like I've been on the lowest doses of things and they don't work. Like it has to, and I don't know why. But
Everyone's different.
Right, but everyone's different. It worked for me. I don't ever really have taken medication like that or anything like that in my life. So the lowest dose, I think it was like 5 milligrams or 10 milligrams or something like, and it was super low. And like I would take it and it worked for me. And then, that's when I started gaining weight back, and I was like, oh no! And like I cut it cold turkey, and I haven't taken it since, but I've been alright. You know.
Yeah.
Well,
But I think also too it depends on like what other disorders you have, what other medications you're on, because like yeah, that helps everything going on up here, but then you have the endometriosis that comes into effect, and that's like a whole hormonal oh my lord, hormonal thing. And then like all this.
You sounding like me now, girl. Gabonese.
For those of you who don't know, we are gonna have a segment of the show, of the episodes, where we play Cass's recordings, and everybody has to guess what she's saying because we don't know
what the fuck she's saying.
So we call it Cassanese. So that will be something to look forward to and try and figure out what.
Yeah, I just wonder how many people I've talked to in life, and they're like, "What the fuck did that bitch say?" Like, I don't know.
You can count me as one because we have been talking, and I'm like, Gabs, what did you say? And she's like, hold on, let me go back and listen to it again. Like when you said voice memos in our group chat, I just show transcript. I don't even listen to it. I just read it. I have no idea what you be saying sometimes, girl. And I'm like, yeah, like I just want to stay in the conversation. So I need to know what
Why
you're
didn't
saying.
my father teach me how to talk?
So I want to go over something real fast. Haas is in the picture here. For those of you who don't know, this is my mini Australian Shepherd Haas. This isn't what I wanted to
AKA Hostifer. We know him as Hostifer.
Yes, Hostifer. He's a little shithead, but I love him. And Bill's trying to come over now too. No.
He's just gonna mess everything up.
He's a big boy.
Go lay down. He's a great day. He's a big baby. No. But I just want to go over something real quick, put it out there, get it out there for the people who do not know me and Steph. We lost our dad, so we do not have living.
We're trauma bonded.
I'm not laughing because they lost their dad, because I know people are gonna be like, that girl is a piece of shit. But it's
I know a dark sense of humor.
This is what I'm getting to. We are most likely going to hang on a second.
We're most likely going to hell.
Well,
basket.
No, I'm going to heaven.
I'm on the highway to hell.
Carly White Gates, like, let
me in. Highway to hell.
But no, we make a lot of jokes, and I say this all the time. If I don't laugh, I'm gonna cry about it, and I've cried a lot about it. So it's not that we're insensitive or people who laugh at it are insensitive. That's just kind of how we get through our trauma.
So if you hear us say something and it sounds inappropriate, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's funny. Laugh.
My dad would laugh at it. Her dad would laugh at it.
Yeah.
So I just want to put that out there. So if you don't think you can handle it, you can just skip through that part or just not watch us if it's that big of a deal.
Honestly, we're just three girlies who met off the internet and are now trauma bonded together forever. Mm-hmm. And that's it. That's really fucking it. Like, as you can tell, we're a little fucked up, you know. Okay. But that's all right. Bitch, it's 2024. It's okay. Look at everybody else.
All right. So to lift up the mood, I think we should play a game.
I was just looking at games. Okay, what do you want to play?
I want to do 2 lies, 1 truth, so that they can get to know us also, but like,
I
I'm gonna
feel
do
like
that.
this was gonna be
Yeah.
good. It's gonna be good.
Okay,
Okay.
Steph. Or Cass, you go first since you came up with it.
Okay. Mm.
Girl, it's two lies and
Two,
a truth.
yeah, two lies and a truth. I am a vet tech. Oh, that sounds like a complete lie. Scratch that. That's so insecure. Alright, I'm a country girl. I love to fish, hunt. I've been to Aruba and I gotten stabbed.
Are we guessing your one truth?
Guess one lie.
That you're a hunting and fishing kind of gal, first of all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agreeing with Steph.
You agree with Steph? Guess the other lie. Or you want the truth?
The other lie is that
been
you
to
went to
Aruba.
Aruba.
Yeah, I don't have a passport. I've been stabbed
Homegirl.
though.
You haven't stabbed though.
No
Okay,
one
yeah, do you
believes
wanna
it
go?
because I'm such like a happy like. They're like, who would stab you? And I'm like, I know, I said the same thing.
It's two lies and one truth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm all out of wine. Look at Haas in the back, just.
Just
He's trying to get famous like Baby Bean.
Yep.
um.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? You're yelling at me.
Yeah.
Wait, so it's two truths and a lie?
No,
lies.
two.
Truth.
Yeah, two lies and a truth. Oh my god.
Two lies and a truth.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have one or you want me to go?
You go.
Okay. So two lies and a truth.
Yeah.
Two lies and a truth. Okay. So I have lived in 3 states within a year. 2. 2. I'm 5'9". And and 3. And 3. Oh. My favorite color is pink.
We already know the truth. You have lived in 3 states in the last year.
That's my truth.
It's just.
Yeah,
That's my truth.
I know.
Period.
Period. Bitch has been around the. I wouldn't say world, the earth. No, not the earth. The United States.
I really have been through like a lot of the United States, and I can genuinely tell you, garbage. First of all, Alabama, I still got beef with you. Okay, don't ever forget that. And and wait, was it Alabama that just lost their coach?
Yes.
Good. And on top of that, you're like all the roads down south, Louisiana, also garbage. Like not good. You're not giving what you be putting out on the internet, babe. Like you're not giving. You know
Yeah, I
what
thought southern roads were so smooth.
Girl,
Girl,
no, I don't know who lied to you.
Because people are like, oh,
Horrible.
like, we got potholes here. We got craters in the road.
horrible. New Mexico, terrible. Just saying, bitch. And Oklahoma, no ma'am. So yeah, now we back here in the city where we belong. It is what it is.
Okay.
I'm ready, girl.
Okay. I've been to over 10 states.
Okay.
I don't know that.
I've skydived.
Wait, what?
And I've skydived.
Oh.
And I was left and cheated on 3 months before my wedding.
Are we trying to figure out the lie?
Yeah, guess the lie. Because we all know the truth.
Guess the truth?
We know the truth.
We know the truth, girl.
I know, but then you would know the other two are lies. So
Right. The truth is that you got left 3 months before your wedding. Because, girl, I know you ain't finna go skydiving. Hell
I
no.
know. When she said that, I was like, wait, what?
Scared him to fly up here.
Yeah, she won't even come here.
No.
I have to come there eventually for Steph's wedding.
Period.
And because eventually we are going to at least have...
You guys hear that?
A girl's trip.
Well, yes, the girls' trip, and at least, hopefully, once we take off, or the money's right, we will do one podcast together a month or every 2 months or whatever. Like in the same room.
Period.
3 takes, 3 states.
That was our other podcast, our podcast name. But then we chose Blunt Podcast because
Blunt came about. Tell them how Blunt came about.
Blunt came about because I was working and I was bored and I was writing down some names, potential names, and I was just jotting shit down. And I said Blunt, just Blunt because a bitch is fucking blunt. And we have 2 potheads, so they be smoking blunts. You know what I mean? I don't smoke. I'm
medical purpose.
I don't smoke, but
I don't think there's anything wrong with smoke. I think it helps.
Girl, there's nothing wrong with smoking.
I love it.
I just can't smoke with my job.
I love it.
It just has a lot of benefits. It helps pain. It helps with anxiety, depression. I mean, it's got...
Period.
It helps Gabs play Fortnite better.
Yeah.
It helps me sleep.
It gets us those victory royales sometimes.
It helps me calm the fuck down.
She turned Chinese there at the end.
I don't think you should say that.
That's gonna be a good clip for TikTok.
Yeah.
Can you say that?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not bad.
I mean, if they don't like it, then they're not
You're
gonna...
bad.
Oh,
And we ride.
I was like,
okay, ladies.
we definitely digged a little deep. We definitely digged a little deep for all the people listening or that are going to be watching. You definitely learned a lot about us this first.
Already. Just imagine. Stay tuned.
Right. No, but just to keep it on like a light note, like a real note, like I think this is gonna be a super cool fucking journey, and I think anybody that sticks with us, like you're gonna learn more, you're gonna fucking laugh, and hopefully you can relate to a lot of shit. And I just can't wait to see like where it takes us and like what we do. Like, we can always meet new people and meet cool people. Like, you never know where shit's gonna take you, and I think this is gonna be a really exciting journey for all of us, all 3 of us.
Yeah.
And so I'm just excited to see like, how this is gonna go. You know what I mean?
I am so excited for this journey. Like, I am so excited for it. And to be on it with you guys, like, I couldn't want anything more, honestly.
And I told Steph earlier, I even told my cousin, like, yesterday or the day before, and I was like, I just have, even if we have, like, 10 consecutive listeners a month, I said, I feel like it's going to go really good, and even if nothing comes out of it, we're going to have a good time, we're going to have fun, and it may take a few months to get people to start listening or whatever, but that's fine. we're gonna have a good time.
Exactly.
100%.
A thing
Period.
we want to do for you guys, or well, I guess for us, but also for you guys, is to start posting about like give you 2 to 3 options on what topic we should talk about for the next episode, and then do a poll on that. So I may, after this gets uploaded, I may go ahead and we can talk about topics, and we'll put 1 or 2 for them to pick.
Right. And whoever
Like, do a
creates the poll.
poll. Like a poll.
Right, and then we can incorporate that into our next episode.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about episodes. We don't know the final dates they'll be released yet. We do know YouTube will be Wednesdays. We're still trying to figure out everything for our Patreon, because that has to be
Patreon will have more exclusive clips, more stuff
Yeah.
that obviously can't be shown on TikTok and YouTube. So, yeah,
Right.
go
I
on
mean,
to
obviously,
Patreon when we
we're
get
posting
it.
stuff, wherever we're posting stuff, obviously we're gonna let people know. Like,
Right.
if you follow us already, or you're
Mhm.
you know, whatever account that may be, like, obviously we're gonna make sure that people know about it.
Right, and the Patreon, what we're trying to do to where on Patreon we'll upload an extra video on Monday, and then the same video that gets posted on Wednesday, but it'll have a little bit more content that can't be put on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or whatever. Not horrible stuff, just stuff that you can't say on there. You'll get monetized and all kinds of things.
Actions.
I should
thing.
have a mic the next episode, so my audio should be better.
We'll be improving each time.
I plan on getting some lights to try to make the lighting better. It'll get a lot better. You just have to bear with us and just go through the journey with us, because
Yeah.
Period. Buckle up,
Cookies.
babes, because you're stuck with
Yeah,
period.
buckle up. It's a crazy ride. I'm so excited for it.
Okay. Should we end it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
like